everybody, and welcome to the special on Venus entering out of bounds. And remember, all my interpretations are based on Vedic constellational astrology, which differs from Western astrology and is based on where the planets and the luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, are at any given time up in the sky. I am Amani, your holistic karmic astrological life coach, and this year Venus is going out of bounds again. It went out of bounds in June, but it's going to stay there while it moves into 3 signs. So Venus is in Scorpio from the 13th of October at 31 minutes past midnight. Then Venus enters out of bounds on the 26th of October at 1:04 a.m. until the 6th of November, when Venus enters Sagittarius. Then Venus stays in Sagittarius until the 2nd of December at 6:28 a.m. when it moves into Capricorn. Then Venus stays in Capricorn until the 28th of December, and then Venus leaves out of bounds on the 3rd of December. So technically only out of bounds in Capricorn for 1 day, but it still flavours the whole period that Venus is in Capricorn this year, because it entered Venus out of bounds. So yeah, so Venus out of bounds in salt just means when Venus goes above 23.5, the declination in astrology, and it just means that Venus's energy becomes more intense, passionate, erratic, and it pushes us to confront deeper emotional truths. So while Venus is out of bounds in Scorpio, love and attraction can become intertwined with personal goals and status. We can approach relationships with a sense of purpose, seeking partners who reflect our ambitions and goals, and this can lead to intense connections that challenge you to grow, but it also carries the risk of becoming overly focused on the external validation of love, and this can sideline, get in the way of emotional authenticity. So we just need to make sure we get that validation from within, and we do that by working through our psychological, emotional, spiritual trauma and learning to love the imperfect you know. And as we navigate, Venus out of bounds in Scorpio, we have to balance our passionate impulses with a grounded approach to relationships. And this is because the intensity of Venus in Scorpio can be alluring and overwhelming, as it pushes us to confront our deepest fears and desires. So we need to make sure we keep our communication open with ourselves and others, and emotional honesty can transform this energy into a powerful connection for intimacy with ourselves and others, allowing us to harness use the transformative power of love while avoiding pitfalls such as jealousy or possessiveness. And it's essential to recognise the profound potential for healing and growth during this time, using the intensity of our feelings to cultivate deeper connections rather than getting lost in shadows or obsession. When Venus goes out of bounds in Sagittarius, we can become more optimistic and expansive about our growth, and just can have a desire for growth in our love and personal values. It encourages us to explore new things and horizons intellectually or philosophically or religiously or spiritually, and also in our relationships, as we take a more open-minded approach to pleasure and beauty. We can find ourselves drawn to adventurous connections and people that inspire us to broaden our opinions and beliefs, and it may just seek out experiences that enrich our life. And this adventurous spirit can lead to exciting romantic encounters and opportunities for creative expressions that feel liberating and refreshing. But negatively, it can being too enthusiastic can push us towards experiences that are not healthy for us, or just superficially doing it for the sake of it. So we just need to watch out for being superficial and allow this desire for freedom and exploration to allow us to be open to commitment rather than being reluctant to it, because we can overlook the deeper emotional needs of ourselves and our partners right now, and we can just think we want something, maybe a hookup, or we really don't really want love, even though we've got this adventurous spirit. You may want to role play hookup rather than being one. So yeah, so it can just bring a sense of grounding and make us more efficient as we develop relationships, and as we become more authentic, and we can just sort of like develop growth within ourselves and our relationship. When Venus is out of bounds in Capricorn, and even though it's just there for a day, because it influenced the whole period, so it can just allow us to be more pragmatic, realise our self-worth, and harmonise our ambition with our personal values, and we can just be more inclined to build more solid relationships through love and partnerships as sort of like crucial elements in achieving our goals right now. It can just bring a deeper sense of responsibility, pushing us to invest our time and effort into relationships that promise stability and mutual growth, and wants us to be practical. But it can also challenge our emotional expression. We can become detached, a bit emotionally cold, as we can prioritise our achievements and status over being vulnerable and intimate. And we just have to remember that while we go for success, it can be easy for us to overlook the importance of nurturing bonds with those around us, and awareness of this tendency to be detached and cold and lacking warmth right now can help you balance affection and ambition while Venus is in Capricorn. And by embracing the power of vulnerability, even in a pragmatic kind of setting, or if you're more of a pragmatic person, can lead to more fulfilling connections. The best use of this energy is to be mindful of being jealous and possessive, and be honest in your conversations, and it encourages us to be vulnerable and have more trust and create a safe space for the intense feelings that this phase bring to our life. And we can just benefit by tapping into our intuition and passion when Venus is out of bounds in Scorpio. When in Sagittarius, the best use is to expand our horizons, have a philosophy of growth and exploration, and recognising that love can grow, develop in many forms in different places, and it just encourages us to be more curious together through travelling, listening, or sharing new ideas. And when in Capricorn, it helps us to build lasting relationships that contribute positively to our long-term goals, and we can balance ambition with emotional authenticity, and ensure that we invest in nurturing our relationships and develop more professional and personal growth, and just create more fulfilling connections that align with your long-term goals. So as I said earlier, when Venus enters out of bounds, this means that it strays beyond the elliptic boundary, followed by most planets and followed by itself normally, and this can amplify the energies and influences associated with the Venus vibration. Venus's energy may become unpredictable or unconventional in its expression, particularly in the realms of love, beauty and relationships, and this is because Venus's energy becomes even more potent and unpredictable when it ventures beyond its usual boundaries. So this can manifest as sudden changes in our relationships, unexpected attractions, or a desire for more freedom and independence. So it's essential to remain attentive to the details, be open-minded and adapt, be flexible at this time, as it can bring both challenges and opportunities for growth in how we relate to others and ourselves. It encourages us to explore new avenues, new ways of expressing our love and ourselves and our desires in bold, courageous and unconventional ways. Venus out of bounds can also influence our perception of beauty, pushing us to embrace our unique attributes and appreciate the unconventional in ourselves and others. So on the practical level, it can have an impact on our relationship with money, possessions and material comfort, and we can experience shifts in our financial situations, unexpected opportunities for abundance and a sort of like meeting our expenses can come, or sudden costs, can come. A washing machine may break down and some other appliance, or your car, not wishing bad luck on anyone, but just saying. So try and prepare for the unexpected, but also it's important to stay grounded and practical in your approach to handling these sudden changes and how you use money at this time and in general. So avoid impulsive spending or risky investments. It's a time to assess your relationship with material possessions and money and status and stuff like that, or external sources of validation, and understand that true happiness and contentment come from within, and from understanding yourself, loving yourself, forgiving yourself and stuff like that, self-care and understanding and management and awareness, rather than external circumstances or products and services or relationships, even though, we are bombarded with messages 100 times a day that we can buy this or have this relationship or, fix ourselves externally, and this can lead to internal happiness. But in my experiences, this is all wrong. Yes, looking out after the outside is good, but also finding a balance between practicality and pleasure, you're understanding your values and allowing yourself worth to manifest from within can bring a greater sense of contentment and also financial stability. Why can it? Because you can learn to be happy with what you've got. So when you get more, you can only become happier, and that's the trick. And yeah, again, it's a lot harder said than done, but especially when you're not meeting your needs and stuff. But I believe that we can all reassess our finances and lifestyle, make some improvements, and even when things are tight and we can't find out any more money, what we can do is change our mindset and, find satisfaction in the simple pleasures of life. So what we need to watch out for is that, because again, it's easy said than done to not focus on the material possessions and money and stuff, but doing so can overshadow the true essence of love and relationships right now. So the pursuit of wealth and material success can take precedence over genuine emotional connections, and this can lead to a shallow approach to love and a focus on financial stability rather than emotional fulfillment. And this materialistic mindset can impact financial decisions with a greater emphasis on accumulating wealth, because this is the messages that we get 24/7 online, offline, So we have to sort of be mindful of these external influences that tell us to just focus on monetary gain and accumulating wealth and status, and take a more balanced approach that values both love and money in a meaningful and authentic way. Politically, when Venus is out of bounds, it can indicate a time when international trade agreements are made outside of the usual norms, or when diplomatic efforts take unexpected turns. Leaders and decision makers may become more flexible in their approach to foreign policy during this transit. Psychologically, Venus out of bounds allows us to explore new forms of relationships and express our values in ways that go against, how society tells us to be. And it can bring about a time of personal growth and self-discovery, as it encourages us to break free from our limiting beliefs and embrace our authentic selves. On the spiritual and esoteric level, it invites us to explore deeper levels of self-love and self-acceptance, encouraging us to embrace our unique beauty and express ourselves authentically in the world. Also, when Venus is out of bounds, we have to prepare for emotional roller coaster, because, as I said, we can experience things more deeply right now, and we want to, connect more deeply with others as well. So yeah, because it can stir up intense feelings and emotions, bringing both highs and lows due to increasing sensitivity and vulnerability, where our emotions can also, change, fluctuate rapidly. One minute we're, having moments of joy and bliss, and then the next minute we're experiencing moments of sadness and frustration. So it's crucial to practice self-care and self-awareness during this time. and just allow yourself to process your emotions without judgment. Be gentle with yourself, seek support from others and professionals if need be, and just remind yourself, and keep in mind that the emotional journey can be transformative and an enlightening experience, and although allowing ourselves open to our psychological, spiritual and emotional selves can be scary, but it can lead to deeper personal growth and understanding of ourselves. And ultimately, that's what life's kind of all about, learning to be at peace with yourself, and for some of you, other people as well. So now I'm going to talk about the positives and negatives and the overall best uses of transiting Venus out of bounds. So overall, as I said, it can make us more creative, innovative, feel more willing to take risks and express ourselves in more unique ways and think outside of the box. But negatively, we can have erratic behaviour in our love and money matters. Relationships can face unexpected challenges, and financial decisions that we make this time can lead to losses. So, as I said, it's essential for us to remain mindful of our actions and decisions during this time. The best way to use this energy is to embrace being spontaneous in our personal relationships and financial plans, trying unconventional approaches to love and money matters. We can inject excitement into our relationships, which I'm going to talk about in more depth later on. But trying new activities together, having an open and honest conversations and expressing affection in unexpected ways. It encourages us to break free from our routine, traditional patterns, and leading, if we're open to it, to deeper connections and greater intimacy with ourselves and others. Financially, the best use of this energy is to invest in innovative and progressive ventures, diversify your portfolios, explore new income streams. It's time to trust your intuition while also being cautious and strategic with financial decisions, embracing flexibility. Just being open-minded are key to navigating the potential up and downs that can come. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that Venus makes when it enters out of bounds. So the first aspect is Venus sextil Mars, and this can create a push and pull sort of like dynamic in our relationships and desires right now. We can feel ourselves being more irritable, frustrated, especially in the matters of love and attraction. So this can add to the misunderstandings and conflicts that can come up as our desires may not align with others right now. But positively, it allows for us to grow and to communicate better as we assert our needs and respect other people's needs to do so, and try and find compromise. And as we channel any restlessness into constructive outlets like physical activities, exercise, tai chi, yoga, jumping, gaming, whatever, or creative projects, or engaging in conversations that allow you to talk about your feelings honestly and deepen your connections with others, and just redefine your desires and passions and find a balance between wanting to assert yourself and maintaining harmony in your relationships. And if you use this energy thoughtfully, it can help you transform conflict tensions into opportunities for deeper intimacy and understanding. Venus is square to Saturn allows us to be more practical in our relationships, especially growing our self-worth, but it can also bring emotional challenges to this area, as we can feel restricted and be too serious, and this can lead to disappointment and loneliness, so we have to maintain a more sort of like open attitude to ourselves and others, and confront underlying issues, why we may not think we're worthy of love, why we may have low self-esteem and worth, and how we can establish more clearer boundaries and expectations in our relationships, going for people who can meet our needs. Sometimes loving someone is good, but if they can't meet our needs, then we really have to think seriously. Sometimes love means letting that person go. So if we appreciate love and connection with a sense of realism, rather than avoiding difficult conversations and what truly matters in partnerships, we can build a solid foundation built on mutual respect and understanding. and we can increase the longevity of the stability in our relationships if we do so, and if we're willing to self-reflect and be open to rethink our values about what we're seeking of, what we will accept in relationships, and this can lead to more meaningful connections in the long run. Venus also makes a trine to the North Node, so this adds to us being able to nurture our relationships and personal growth and align our values more easily. So this is good, it allows us to tap into those values, redefine them or stick to them. For some of you, maybe your values are on point, we should never drop our standards, unless they're building like walls, prison walls that keep us locked in and everyone else locked out, so it allows us to attract supportive relationships right now, and we can just doing that again, and we can just feel a strong pull towards activities or people that resonate with our authentic true self, allowing us to manifest our desires in a more fulfilling manner. And consider how your relationships in general align with your life goals and lessons you wish to learn right now. Getting really deep, getting really real, about what you want to let go of, especially in terms of relationships that no longer serve you, while inviting in relationships that push you forward. And you can just use this time to engage in spiritual and social activities as well, and things that resonate with you, and it can just help you grow. Also, at the time of Venus going out of bounds this year, there's a T-square between the midheaven in Aries, Uranus, and the Moon and Mercury in Libra, and there's also a yard between Mercury in Libra, Chiron in Pisces, and the Sun in Libra. So in terms of the T-square, it allows us to go after what we want, but we may feel a pull between doing our work and going after our ambitions and the need for harmony in our connections, but we can't people please. Interruptions may come, but these sudden interruptions can offer insights into our professional life, helping us to redefine our goals and assert ourselves more easily. Although it adds to the communication challenges that can come, it wants us to, address underlying issues within our partnership so we can make them stronger. So in terms of the yard, it allows us to dig deep into our inner world, and it helps us with our healing and communication in productive ways as well. Mercury in Libra intersects with Chiron in Pisces in this yard, supporting us to confront any lingering emotional scars that affect our ability to relate to others. It also invites us to express our vulnerabilities and create a more authentic dialogue that strengthens our relationships. We can find ourselves sharing experiences that lead to mutual understanding and support. And the Sun in Libra allows us to gain insights about our ego, our identity, and how we come across to others, project ourselves into the world. And it just helps us to redefine our communication skills and balance our needs and desires. And it just pushes us to, really evaluate and reassess what truly matters to us right now. So on the karmic level, again, it wants us to challenge our traditional beliefs about love and money, and how we go about meeting this challenge of Venus going out of bound depends on whether we can gain the deeper understanding of our values that this energy supports. So past lives where someone may have had prioritized love over personal growth, leading to unbalanced karma in their current lifetime as well. So it wants us to deal with those unresolved issues from previous incarnations or past relationships in this life, or karmic lessons where we, put money and other things before anything else. So the karmic lesson here is to find harmony between indulging in pleasures and striving for personal development. By embracing the unconventional energy of Venus out of bounds, we can learn to balance our desires with being more practical and resolve past life imbalances. So at this time, it's essential for us to reflect on how our current choices align with our authentic values, and whether we are repeating past patterns of clinging being possessive and needy and, you know, continuing with our self-destructive ways of thinking, behaving and relating. Or if we are being open to the energy that Venus out of bounds wants us to do, which is to break free from our karmic bondage and to look into our relationships and especially our thoughts about and our values towards status and wealth, and reassess our beliefs. And also for some of you, it can bring intense romantic entanglements, hookups or strange things or financial opportunities that challenge your conventional notions of love and money. So this can be a positive or negative experience depending on how you handle it. So now I'm going to talk more in depth about how Venus out of bounds affects different types of relationships. So in terms of family relationships, it can make us have more harmony in our families. We can be more affectionate, develop stronger bonds, but it can bring about an increased emotions, which can lead to conflicts and unrealistic expectations and exaggerated sentimental reactions. In terms of friendship relationships, positively, we can experience a more deeper understanding and be more supportive and have more meaningful experiences. But negatively, we can have miscommunications that can lead to misunderstandings, and this can temporarily strain our relationships. In terms of co-worker relationships, it allows us to work as a team and have more harmony. But negatively, because of the blurred boundaries between professional and personal relationships, it can cause distractions or off-it gossip. So, you know, things can get a bit fruity for some of you during this time, and, you know, you may it could be a good or bad thing. Sometimes it's good to blur the lines. Sometimes we're too much business and not enough play, but sometimes we can be too much play and not enough business. So, you know, in terms of committed relationships, it can bring more excitement and novelty and reignite passion and romance, good for date nights and stuff like that. But there can be challenges in maintaining stability and routine in the relationship, leading to unpredictability or insecurities at times. In terms of hookup relationships, people can have more exciting encounters because people's need for intensity and thrill and excitement can be high. But negatively, in hookups, there can be a risk of emotional volatility and inconsistency, causing misunderstandings or unmet expectations. For people who are single, it can bring unexpected romantic encounters and opportunities for meaningful connections. And so this period is a time of exploring, experimenting, especially in dating. It pushes you to step outside of your comfort zone and embrace new experiences, but, you know, keep your red flag meter on, you know. For people who are self-partnered, Venus's unconventional path can deepen your relationship with yourself, increasing your self-awareness and acceptance as you navigate your inner worlds with newfound clarity and compassion that this energy brings you if you're open to going deeper. So, yeah, you may find yourself exploring new passions, hobbies and ways of self-expression, and this journey of self-discovery can lead to increased personal fulfillment and a deeper sense of purpose. Even if you think I'm fulfilled, of course you are, but we can always become more fulfilled, and this doesn't mean we have to give up on being happy where we are at now. So in terms of relationship overall, Venus out of bounds gives us a chance to deepen our connections, offering new form bonds of understandings and support. Yet we may also have to weather storms of confusion and temporary discord, disharmony in our relationships, but it can all be worth it in the end if we're open to change. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how career, personal, spiritual and educational and self-partnered development are positively and negatively influenced by Venus being out of bounds in a lot more depth. So in terms of career opportunities, new doors can open and new prospects and possibilities can be presented, but it's vital to be aware of being impulsive at this time, because this energy can tempt us to make impulsive, hasty decisions or take risks without, considering the full consequences. So it's important to maintain a level-headed approach and carefully weigh the pros and cons before making any career-related choices. And by exercising caution and thoughtfulness, we can use, the opportunities that are given for growth and navigate our career paths with more clarity and success. In terms of personal development, it's crucial to choose our actions and words and reactions wisely, because it can make us more sensitive and reactive in our personal relationships and development. So it's essential to practice self-acceptance, love, forgiveness, understanding and emotional intelligence at this time, as impulsive decisions and confrontations can lead to long-lasting repercussions. It pushes us to reflect on our relationships with ourselves, encouraging a deeper understanding and appreciation of who we are as individuals. And we may be drawn towards activities that promote our self-care, such as mindfulness, journaling, dancing, screaming, whatever it is, that helps you feel more at one with yourself. It pushes us to self-reflect and to protect our emotional health and boundaries while respecting others' rights to do so, and just to really understand how self-awareness and love and understanding and management can lead to self-empowerment and more happiness. And we just need to watch out for the temptation to neglect our own needs because we want to people please or just overindulge in spending money, as I said earlier, and the recklessness of this energy. But we also have to be mindful of the challenges that can come up at this time, such as the temptation to neglect our own needs, or allowing external factors to get in the way of our personal development. So remember, we need to just take a step back, assess our emotions and respond thoughtfully as we navigate conflicts that come up, and let our focus be on creating more healthier and fulfilling connections with ourselves and others. Setting the intention of cultivating a healthier, more loving relationship with yourself. On the spiritual development level, it allows us to find more inner peace. It pushes us to delve deeper into our inner selves, examine our values, beliefs and purpose in life, as I said earlier, and to use mindfulness practices to connect with our higher selves and take time out to explore our spiritual deeper journey, even if you're like, I'm logical, I don't care about this stuff, but so it's also important to remember that we can experience challenges and disruptions to our spiritual growth, but any challenges that we face just require us to be flexible and find new ways of nurturing our inner selves, not give up on the journey of doing so. So in terms of educational development, it allows us to step outside of our comfort zones and explore unfamiliar subjects or ideas, special value-based systems, which is good, and allows us to be open to new perspectives, learning experiences, challenge our existing beliefs and expand our knowledge through continuous learning and being more intellectually curious. And if we embrace being curious, we can develop a more well-rounded understanding of the world and broaden our horizons and develop and cultivate critical thinking skills, which is ever needed in this ever information saturated world. So it's important to recognise that this transit can bring about obstacles and disruptions in your educational plans, but if you remain flexible and find alternative ways of getting new knowledge, you will win at this time. So now I'm just going to finish up with talking about the best things for you to do. So if you're creative, the best thing to do with this energy is to think outside of the box and explore new artistic creative techniques and experiment with different mediums and styles and push the boundaries of your creative expression. Professionals should be flexible with any sudden changes that happen in your work environment at this time, staying open-minded to make the most of these unexpected developments that can help with your growth and success. Entrepreneurs should launch new products, rebrand, use this time to innovate their business strategies, and, revamp their services and be more daring and courageous and alternative, breaking traditional boundaries and venturing into, new lands can lead to breakthroughs. Alternative healers should be open to more unconventional healing techniques that challenge the norm right now and offer unique healing outcomes for your clients. It's a time to trust your intuition and to, explore uncharted areas of energy work or other holistic therapies that you've not done before. For lovers, this is the perfect time to be open to the twists and turns that can come, and to communicate more openly and embrace being spontaneous and break free from your routine or patterns. It's a chance to deepen emotional connections, reunite your passion, and create personal growth within partnerships by embracing the unpredictable. Singles can step out of their comfort zones and connect with a diverse range of potential partners, going on speed dating and stuff, staying safe and getting consent and all the rest of it. It inspires singles to take bold actions in expressing their true selves, embracing their uniqueness and being open to unconventional romantic encounters. It's the best use of this time and this energy, being open-minded, adventurous. You may find meaningful relationships or ship that resonate with your authentic desires and aspirations, goals more, So yeah, that's the end of this special on Venus transiting out of bounds. I'm Amani, take care and see you next time.